Hey, my lovely soul tribe. I wanted to say, hey, what's up first? All right, in case you don't know me, I am Jen Simone. I just wanted to come on really quick and give you the message that I got from the Father. But first of all, I want to make sure everybody's living blessed, not pressed, not stressed, and living your best. All right, we're going to get right into it. This weekend, my conversation with the Father was very detailed. The topic of discussion was obedience and sacrifice. Where a lot of people don't realize, those two things go hand in hand. Of course, I needed to get more information, so my main question this weekend was, Father, what do you require most? The obedience or the sacrifice? The Father's message was very clear. The obedience. Obedience shows faith in the Father. It shows trust as well as loyalty. When you are obedient, you are now on a trajectory path to success in all areas. This weekend, the Father said, Jen, when Saul was king, I asked him to dissemble the Amalekites. He said, leave nothing alive. Get rid of it all. Scrap it all. They have false idols. They do not believe in me. And this is Old Testament. This is when the Lord had a heavier hand because he was not playing with nobody. So he now told Saul to get rid of everything. Saul begins his obedience. They get rid of men, women, children, everything. But when it comes to the cattle and the lamb, they decided that they were going to keep the cattle and then also decide that they were going to give it up as a sacrifice to the Father. Now, God did not require that. He did not need that sacrifice. He wanted it cleared out. Disassembled was the word that he used when we spoke. And they chose what parts of his instruction to obey. And because of that, Saul lost his ability to have the Lord's blessing over his kingship. Those are exactly the moments that the Lord is talking about. Yes, sacrifices do show your dedication to him. But if you are willing to sacrifice a Sunday to be in church, but not your Saturday at the club, it's not really a sacrifice. If you are someone who has a lot of money and you give up $5 to someone in need, that is not really a sacrifice. But if you are someone who does not have a lot of money, and maybe it's your last $5, you are sacrificing and you are doing that in obedience of the Lord. The Lord wants there to be a distinct understanding that obedience always involves sacrifice, but sacrifice isn't necessarily obedience. When the Lord asks for something, he asks for it in detail. He does not leave it so that you have to figure out what he meant. And if you don't know what he meant, meditation will clear that as well as prayer. But don't forget, even after you meditate and even after you pray, you must also listen, which means getting silent. You cannot ask the Lord for something and then assume that the answers are what you want them to be. And that's not necessarily the case. Again, the Lord's protection sometimes is rejection. So he may say no to some things because you can't quite handle it yet. But regardless, being obedient is what's going to allow you to gracefully get to the results that you're looking for. He requires obedience. And if you are in alignment with the Lord, everything you touch will flourish. And that's exactly what he bestows upon all of us. Not just the ones who love him deeply or the ones he's chosen. Everyone has that ability to gain the Lord's grace through his obedience. I'm going to leave this right here. Go ahead, leave me some comments. Stars, do y'all thing. I will respond to anyone who leaves a comment. But I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. And I'm going to leave this right here. Peace.